I've made two brand new Max for Life devices that you can download for free right now. They're two little utilities that have been helping me work just that little bit faster in Ableton Live, and I thought they might be helpful to you too. The first I've called Simpler Key. I'm a big fan of Simpler, one of Ableton Live's samplers, as it's so quick to get working with. However, one thing that's always frustrated me with it is that you can't set its root key. Say you've dropped a synth stab into Simpler and the stab is in D minor. You go to play D key on your keyboard and what comes out is not D, it's actually E. That's because Simpler is assuming your sample is in C. That's a bit of a pain, right? Well, Ableton Live's sampler device, on the other hand, you can set the root key, i.e. the key that the sample is in, so everything plays just lovely. However, it doesn't work that way in Simply. You have to use the transpose control to pitch it up or down. How much? Well, then you've got to work out the difference between D and C. It's two semitones, and sure, it's fairly quick to work out if you have a Midi keyboard in front of you. You just find the D key, and then you count down to the C key, so just 1, 2. Well, sometimes you don't have a keyboard in front of you, and yet sometimes you just can't be asked with doing the math in your head. That's why I created Simpler Key. You insert it just before your Simpler, tell it what the key of your sample is, and it will automatically adjust Simpler's transpose for you. Simple. It does it in a smart way too. If your sample is in G, for example, you'd need to pitch it up 5 semitones or down 7 semitones to get to C. So in this case, Simpler Key automatically pitches up because that is closer. If your sample is in E, then that's going up 8 semitones or down 4 semitones. In that case, Simpler Key would pitch it down as that's closer. You also then have octave control on the right, so after you've selected your key, you can hear what it sounds like if it was up an octave, or 2 or 3, or maybe even down an octave. It just makes it quicker to match your sample to the key of your project. It's not magic, it's not doing anything clever other than working out the math for you. It won't detect the key of the sample. Hopefully you should already have that, as most modern sample libraries have their samples labelled. If your sample isn't labelled with the key, then you could actually use Simpler Key to try out all the different keys quickly to see which one fits with your project, and then you'll also find out the key of your sample. So yeah, it's not rocket science, but it will help you move quicker in Ableton Live. Also, if you don't have Max for Live, I've also included in there a Midi effect rack version, which pretty much does the same thing, just doesn't look as pretty. And then onto my second device, which I'm calling Key to Semitone. This is basically a calculator version of Simpler Key. It allows you to choose the key of your sample, the key of your project, and then it'll tell you how much to pitch up or pitch down the sample for it to be in key. The reason I made this one is because I'll often bring a sample in from Splice or somewhere on my hard drive, and I'll have to work out how much to pitch it up or down by to fit in with my song. Again, sure, you could just play with the pitch until you get it right, but this just helps you work it out that little bit quicker. So both those devices are available now on my Gumroad. You'll find links to them in the description below this video. I know times are a bit tough at the moment, so that's why I've made them free to download. However, if you want, you can pay what you want for it.